Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we are currently heading in to Chor's Compass here to get rid of the Caravansary Caravan Coalition, because this is the only, well, one of two systems that isn't under our direct control. So that is fantastic. We're just going to head in here, take this out, and do we have a science ship right now? We actually do not, and we probably should get one going here. Okay, let's grab our shipyard. We're going to grab a Ibn Battuta class science ship. Hello, console. We do not need you. Okay, let's proceed forward here. Now, you'll notice we're not forward very far from where we were before. This is because I just want to get rid of the Caravansary Caravan Coalition, and then we'll advance the clock forward a ways. So that is the overall idea here. We have the 5th Fleet 8 ready to go on that, but I want to get our science ship relatively in position for this, so that'll be fine. Of course, our Unity is less fine. No doubt about that. Our Unity is substantially less fine, but it'll have to do for now. We have all of the Unity, or rather all of the influence that we need at this point to take over everything on the map, I think. So that should be relatively fine. We're just waiting on this Ibn Battuta class science ship to be produced here. 5 more days on that. There we go. 2, 1, and it's done. Okay, so now we're going to grab our Lagrange. We're going to give it a leader, and that is going to start heading directly out to Chor's Compass. Now, that's going to take 132 days to get there. It's quite a journey from the P94-L Singularity. Okay. We're going to see how far we can jump drive from here. That said, it's going to be hyperspace relays all the way over. So that seems reasonably fine. Now we're building a research station with the Susquehanna, and I think that that should next come down to Chor's Compass as well. We're going to send it back to terminal egress. But for now, this is what we're going to do. Okay. So that looks reasonably fine right now. We had a notification here, but I think that was just the science ship being made. Okay. The science ship is currently 120 days away. I'm going to let it move at full speed until it's within range of Chor's Compass.
Project concluded.
However, I do want to wipe out Chor's Compass. So, let's get this done. We're going to attack this neutral target as soon as the game lets us. Okay, there we go. Cool. So we're going to attack the neutral target, wipe out the Caravansary Caravan Coalition.
Striking hostile station.
This will take very little, of course. There we go. They didn't join the Federation, and that is, of course, a capital crime. So the Caravansary Caravan Coalition is no more. Excellent. Actually, it says excellent here. I just noticed that. Cool. I cannot click on this. There we go. That took 3 clicks for it to accept it. Sure. Well, we're going to send the 5th Fleet 8 right on home. And then, of course, what we're going to do is I want the Lagrange to be coming down here to move here. Oh, this is already pre-surveyed. Interesting. Well, I guess the Lagrange is pointless then. I don't think there's anything it can actually do in terms of automation. But what do we need to actually build a starbase here? 13? Okay, that's not bad. So get moving down to Soval. And yeah, the Lagrange is actually pointless, so that sounds good. And this construction ship is going to head right on down. By the time it gets there, we'll be good to go. We'll see if an AI grabs it beforehand, but that is the goal. So we arrive there in 133 days, allegedly, and that seems fine for now. All we gotta do is get Chor's Compass, and then we can advance the clock sometime. Who doesn't have an embassy with us? The Great Saxoan Combine, huh? I mean, we agree. They are part of the Federation, so okay. I'm not sure what their deal is, but sure. So our construction ship is on its way over. Also, Nietz is not grabbed. That's interesting. I just now noticed that. I don't think there are any other unclaimed systems, but we can definitely check around here. I'm checking for areas where there's a lot of border. I guess there's a couple down here. Gothia and Inthor. Noted. Okay, well, that seems fine. That is just something to work on while we wait out this truce, right? And that's absolutely a-okay. So at this point, the question is, how much of the truce do we want to cut out? Well, for now, I think there's quasi-interesting stuff to be done. Emphasis on quasi. So I'm going to get ourselves 3 additional construction ships here. There we go. And those are going to be produced, and we're just going to take those to each of these new locations. So that seems fine for now. So I'm going to jump drive the Susquehanna over as soon as it's in range, which it should be pretty soon here. In theory. It's 104 days away, and I'm just wondering... Yeah, this is hyperspace relays the whole way down, so we should be moving over soon. Yeah, we're in region at this point. Not quite close enough to jump drive into Chore's compass. So let's continue to move down this corridor. In fact, maybe we should head over to here. That might be close enough. It'll be close. Yeah, I don't know if that'll make it. We'll find out. We're going to get additional construction ships produced here pretty soon, and we are going to need influence for all of that. That's understood. We're about 8 days away. There we go. And now we can see, yeah, we're not quite close enough. We could go over to ASUM. That'll bring us a little further south, and I think that'll do the trick. So that looks good for now. We're going to jump drive over to Chore's compass as soon as we can. This is a toxic world. Okay. I don't think we can colonize toxic worlds. I don't think we can terraform them. So that's understood. Now, we have these other construction ships finished up. We're going to send this one to Neats. We're going to send this one over to Gothia. That's going to be a crazy amount of influence to grab. I wonder if we could spend our influence. This would be a cheaty thing, but if we could spend our influence to make this construction ship go build in Gothia, that would actually be ideal. I'm going to tell this guy to head to Kundra. And then the Amazon 2, I'm going to tell to head to Mesarthen. Now, we're not going to have enough influence to actually run them for right now. That's understood. But what we could do is we could theoretically do that where we say that we're going to lose 120 influence, and we're saying that we're doing this diplomatically within our federation. So this would be influence minus 120, right? We can't subtract influence. That's unfortunate. No valid resource. I guess we could go into our resources here. Special resources. And let's see here. Influence is not in this? Okay. Is it under strategic? It is. Okay, so this is actually, looks like this is a slider. I think we can set it like this. That's 525. I don't want to be at that. We were at what, 148, I think? I wanted to be at like 28, something like that. I was going to click on this to try to type this in. I guess we'll go down slightly below if we have to. 25 should be close enough. That's about where we want to be. Okay, then we're going to have to do debug tooltip, or debug tooltips. It's singular. Okay. Then we tag into 3, and we give these guys that 120 influence. Which I believe this we can go like that. Yes. Okay, so that seems good. And now what we can do is we can tell this construction ship to come in, and they actually haven't surveyed these. They've surveyed this one. So we can have one of these science ships come in and survey Gothia. This construction ship is going to go grab Inthor, and then this one is going to move to Gothia, and we'll come back once this is surveyed. I think. So now we're going to tag 0. So basically, we spent our influence plus a little bit extra to convince the state of Havo to go grab these 2 systems diplomatically. That's the framework under which I'm doing this. So that's the idea anyway. So now, of course, we're going to be lacking the influence for this construction ship to build in Chore's compass. So we should just tell it to move here because it'll take some time to build up anyway. So we're going to do that. That looks okay. I'm not sure how much we're going to need to build this. 110 influence, so it's going to be like 135. Okay. That's fine. We're going to get some influence for that. That seems okay. So we've pre-spent the influence on Gothia. And yeah, you're going to build the Inthor starbase. And then one of these guys, yeah, you're going to survey in Gothia. There's not all that much to survey here, to be honest. But let's just head in, get that surveyed, and then these guys are going to colonize. They're not colonize, but they're going to grab Gothia. So, oh, our debug tooltips are still on. Debug tooltip. There we go. Cool. I think we could just click on debug stats at this point. I don't know. I'm not super used to this whole thing. This debug view is kind of newish. Not tremendously, but kind of newish. Yeah, debug tooltips right here. Okay. So yeah, there's definitely stuff that we can do over there. That sounds good. So we're heading over towards Chore's compass, and we're going to need a fair amount of influence for that, of course. Who is this that revoked their embassy? The Sacrosanct Genlock Commonwealth. Very rude of them. But, you know, what are you going to do? So this all looks fine for the time being. All we need now is for this science ship to actually get over there. 5 more days until it arrives? Sure. The tick rate is not great. The Merrimack 3 is currently up in Nietz, and how much are we going to need to build this? 84 over what we've got right now. Okay, so that's going to be a lot of influence. How long is our truce? That will be over 2532-09-14. Okay, slightly under 9 years. That's going to be a while. So I'm going to come back once we are a little bit further along here. And this will be taken over at that point, for sure. And we will likely have these 2 systems as well colonized. And we'll get an update here in a little bit. Okay, see you guys in just a moment. Okay, so a quick check-in here. As expected, we did end up running out of influence, or rather unity. I mean, we're out of influence too. We're out of unity for right now, and that is, of course, a bit of a problem because that means that our influence generation is down to 7.75. Now, we're going positive in our unity, and that is, of course, because we canceled our 2 edicts on a Grand Fleet and Will to Power. So we're positive now on unity. That's okay. It's not ideal by any means. We're wildly above our naval cap at this point, and that is certainly not ideal. So we can see here that we are currently gaining 2212.2, so we're close to being able to turn on another one of those edicts. But we're not quite there as of right now. So how much is this going to cost? 2524. Is the answer. So that's pretty expensive, no doubt about that. There are a few things we could potentially do about it to try to optimize our unity situation. And, well, we know that we can head right on down to, not Sorsamax, it was in Strubius. We can head right on down into Strubius and grab Pandasak and take a quick look at what's going on here. So we've got this admin complex. It's 250 days out. Okay. So we've currently got 40 bureaucrats, each one of these producing 10.5 unity. So we're producing 575 unity off of this world. I want to find another station. Actually, this is a pretty decent one to do. So we would make this, first off, be a robot assembly plant. Then this would end up being a mineral purification plant and would be an energy grid. And then we would max out our districts here, our reactor districts and our astro mining bays. Eventually this will get caught up. And then we would build up all of these habitation districts, like that. Then the idea, of course, would be that we'd put in a monument. And keep in mind, monuments, they do produce on their own, but they also give culture worker jobs. And they also produce one for each ascension perk our empire has taken. Okay, so we're going to take a monument for one of these building slots. And then beyond that, our goal is to max this out with admin offices. Now, we're going to have to wait until this gets a little further along, but that looks fine for now. And we're going to set this to be a unification station. Okay, so something along the lines of that. Do we have any of these others that are not very set up in this area? Apparently, yes. Okay, this should definitely have a robot assembly plant. We should actually go through every single one of these and make sure that we've got a robot assembly plant. Okay, so we don't have one here. Here, everything is full. We have a lot of available jobs here. Is there anything we want to get rid of? Honestly, probably not. We can't build these structures. So I think we're going to leave this one be. Celestial Throne, we can definitely put a robot assembly plant into. Gloas here, we would put in a robot assembly plant. Nameron Secundus and Ambizia Secundus, we're colonizing both of those. This processing unit, we would put in a robotic assembly plant. Same thing here, and here. Seapux Secundus, we're colonizing. This could be upgraded. Same could this. Namron is being colonized. For now, that's fine. And we're going to get all of this being worked on. A lot of these do have robotic assembly plants, but apparently not all of them. And we definitely do want all of them to have it. So we're just going to go through literally every single world we have and make sure that these are good to go. Because we want our pop to be growing as quickly as ever possible. So, as soon as the game gets caught up here, we'll proceed. There we go. And yeah, I just want to go through every single one of these and make absolutely certain. It'll get caught up eventually. There we go. Okay, so on Savasic 1, we're putting in a robotic assembly plant. Azalash Secundus has one. Akram Prime does not. So we certainly do want to put one in here. We are low on our minerals at this moment. Noted. I'm going to buy in 10,000 of them. Eventually the game will get caught up. Eventually. There we go. Cool. And we're going to get ourselves a robot assembly plant here. Salieto, we've got one going in. Looks good. We need apparently a number of them over here that we missed. Cool. So we're just going to wait for this all to go. And this will, of course, help boost our current setup. We're currently at 3569 pops, and we'd like to be quite a lot higher than that, of course. So this is all looking relatively fine for now. Yes, this is okay. I'm going to leave that be for the moment. Definitely the robotic assembly plant here. Cool. So on Rebellious Prime, we definitely have them. We can upgrade both of these as well. That seems fine. Balawar Prime should be okay. Yep, that is becoming a unification station. Kadraka Prime, we can upgrade this Hyper Entertainment for him, I guess. Okay. Eventually the game will get caught up here. But it is not this day. Okay. I'm going to build 2 of each of these, and then probably a pair of housing districts here. So, we're waiting for the game to get caught up right now. It's ticking forward very, very slowly. Okay, so this generator station here, well, we need additional minerals. Let's buy in another 10k. We're going to get a couple more upgrades going here. On Biruta 2, we do have a robot assembly plant. Sounds good. We'll put in these upgrades. And eventually the game will get caught up, but not right now, I guess. Let's put in 2 generator districts and 1 mining district here for right now. Okay, just waiting for the game to get caught up with us. There we go. Perfect. So this industrial world here looks reasonably good. We can get a couple of upgrades here. Bax Prime looks reasonably good as well, but once again, we can get a few upgrades going. There we go. Waitress, yeah, we can get a couple here, but we've got robotic assembly plants for basically all of these areas, which isn't very surprising. So on Mong Prime, this is okay. I'm going to leave this be. We should be starting to get into the areas where they are pretty well set up at this point. Some of these are going to need some work. We are lacking what here? 17 volatile motes. Okay. We'll just leave that be. I'm not too concerned about it for now. I just mostly want to make sure that we've got those assembly plants. So we are most of the way through this at this point, and everything up here should have one. Just making absolutely certain of that. I'm not too concerned about anything else at this point. We're just looking at the robot assembly plants. Yeah. This is looking pretty decent for now. We wouldn't mind upgrading this guy, and for that, we actually do need more minerals. So let's buy in a few more minerals and upgrade this robot assembly plant to a robot assembly complex. Perfect. Robot assembly complexes are, of course, better for us. Okay. Yep, this is all looking pretty decent up through here. We're up to Azalash Prime at this point. So we're very close to being through all of these. I see there's some unemployment up here, and we'll deal with that as we get there. Okay. All of this is looking fine for right now. So, this world is currently full. We're going to resettle them over somewhere. The question is, where exactly? And the answer, of course, is we're looking to send them to a unification station. It doesn't really matter which one, as long as it is a unification station. Here's one. So we've got Balawar Prime here. That looks good. Over you go, and you become a bureaucrat. Perfect. So then we've got Golba Science. All of these up here should be good for the robotic assembly plants. And we'll resettle from here, also over to that unification station. Excellent. Each one of these bureaucrats is going to be generating us about 10 influence, or rather 10 unity, not influence. I'd be delighted if it was 10 influence, but no, that's not how this works. So we need to resettle somebody here as well, over to the unification station. There we go, you become a bureaucrat. Wonderful. And of course, we need to just go through the rest of these. We can upgrade this robot assembly plant. Excellent. We can upgrade this one. And this one. What else do we have here? There's a couple more of these that can be upgraded to a complex. Sounds good. Yeah, this all seems quite fine for right now. We are almost through here. Very, very close to the top indeed. Just keeping an eye out for locations that do not have a robotic assembly complex, because we want as much pop growth as we can possibly get. And we don't have enough, obviously. We need way more pops. Okay, so this refinery world, yeah, these should all be fine up here. None of this is shocking. We're going to resettle this over to the unification station. There we go. And then one here as well. Over you go to the unification station. And you. Yes. This will also be resettled over to the unification station. Perfect. So that looks fine. There we go. And we can continue to tick forward here, of course. So we're going to have a little bit more influence per month coming in here.
Initial colonization
2250.
phase complete.
Okay. It's not fantastic. We colonized over in Namron. Beautiful. Rudimentary robots, huh? We could gain mechanical pops on Namron Prime. And we're going to do that. But we're going to assimilate them. So, of course, we're going to build a robotic assembly plant here. Let's go into our species tab. We're going to grab these rudimentary robots, and we are going to assimilate them over to our robots. Perfect. So we're down to 133 mech pucks remaining. There are still 68 Zenak as well. Okay, so those are slowly being assimilated over, and that is very, very good. No doubt about that. Natural sociologists, huh? Okay. Cool. So those are getting assimilated over into post-Carpetanians, and that will happen slowly over time. That seems fine for the moment. So we're currently full on minor artifacts, and can we celebrate diversity at this point? No, we're on cooldown. Okay. I want to check if we can do any astral threads. No, we cannot. Okay, well, it is about time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we're going to continue to save up our influence. That's the word I'm looking for. I was going to say unity. I keep messing those two up, and I don't know why. But we're going to continue to do that. We've got a few years left on our truce over here, and this, of course, once we take this, is the end of the series. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Xenocyte, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, Kintogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.